Hi guys, welcome to the last update of 2021. I can't believe it. I'm sure you can't either. If you've been with me this whole year, it means that you have gotten 52 market updates because I have been here every single Monday giving you a market update, and I'm happy to do so. So thank you for following me if you've watched all 52 of those updates. And if you are new here, I'm Caitlin McKegg. I am a real estate broker here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and I give market updates of what's going on in Phoenix on a weekly basis. So every Monday you can find me on this channel doing that, and I also post other videos throughout the week of other real estate related topics to help you in your buying or selling or investing journey. So thank you to all of you who've been subscribers and been with me this whole time. I truly appreciate your support and your engagement. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the like button and come with us next year and watch all 52 of my updates next year, because I'm sure I will be back every Monday next year as well. So anyway, let's jump into it. I have some interesting stuff to tell you guys to round out the year. And honestly, I got to make this quick because I have to go show 8 houses today. So we're going to hustle with this information. So first of all, I've been talking about the CMI every week. And if you're new here, watch some of my past videos where I talk about that. All this information comes from the Cromford report, which is a subscription that I have for real estate agents. And they pull lots of data from the MLS. So the CMI is an indicator of supply and demand in our market. And if the number is above 110, we're in a seller's market. And this week, I think we're at 392, but I'll double check that in a minute. It's continued to go up, and it's been going up every week recently. And that's after we had a huge lull and we were just hanging out in the same spot for a while, but then it started to go up and up and up. And I want to show you, I know this is not very professional, I'm going to show you old school way of showing my computer screen. But there is the pattern there. We went down, and this was like in the spring going into the summer, and then we hung out for a while, and then clearly we've started to go back up quite a bit. So that is a good visual of what I've been reporting on every week. And to be honest, I was kind of surprised to see that shape, even though I know what the numbers have been doing. What is interesting too is they were talking about how much we've increased. So the average change in the CMI over the last month was 8.7%, and it was 7.2% prior to that. So that's another indicator that things have been changing. This is largely because our supply has been going down further and further every week, and that's very typical for December. We don't get a whole lot of new listings coming to the market when everyone is celebrating Christmas and New Year's. So that's not rare, but we were already at a place where we needed more supply, and it has only gone down further. One of the things that's interesting, they talk about Fountain Hills. Fountain Hills right now only has 32 active listings. And for reference, the long-term average in Fountain Hills is 234 active listings. So that is pretty nuts to think about how much of a difference that is. So Fountain Hills is leading out of all of the cities with the highest CMI right now. And they're sitting at 710, which is insane. And then Maricopa and Buckeye are 2 cities that are bringing up the end of the table here when we look at every city. And they have a lot more new development going on, and they have less issues with supply in those 2 cities. So Maricopa's CMI is at 212 and Buckeye's at 231. So very, very different from 710. And also very different from our average of 392, but I'll give you an exact number on that very soon. Otherwise, Paradise Valley also has a very low number of active listings, actually the lowest that has ever been recorded. 105 active listings right now in Paradise Valley. And they're saying that this is balanced out a little bit in Paradise Valley by a reduction in demand as well, because prices have really increased over the last year. So we don't have as much demand in Paradise Valley as we've seen previously. So that is what's going on in the real estate market as far as the CMI is concerned. And for the most part, I just really wanted to show you guys that shape of the CMI graph because, like I said, that kind of surprised me, even though I've been talking about these numbers every week. So let me tell you exactly where we sit with the CMI right now. I will pull that up. 392, I was right, but it's 392.5. So I was off just a little bit. Our demand is at 22.7 and our supply is at 31.3. So that has gone down. 31.3 means that we're sitting at like 68, 69% below normal. And our demand is 122.7. So that means that we're 22.7% above normal on the demand side. One other thing that I wanted to share and just really read this verbatim for you guys from the Cromford report, based off of this CMI information and just all the data that they look at. What they said is if we are to see the market return to normal at some point, a reduction in demand is not sufficient. We would need to see a huge rise in supply too. So that really explains our issue, being that we don't have enough supply. It's not just demand, even though that's above normal. This lack of supply is really what is keeping us in this extreme seller's market. So until more people want to sell their homes, we're going to continue to see this type of market environment and likely prices continuing to increase, at least here in the greater Phoenix area. So we'll see if things change in 2022. I do expect more supply to come on the market as we get through January. So if you are thinking of buying a house and you want to hold out until January, that's okay because you'll likely have more choices. But keep in mind, you'll also have more buyer competition because more people will kind of be on that same path of waiting until the new year to start their home searching journey. So, pros and cons to that. You have to decide on what you want to deal with, but you should have more options on the table in January. If you are a seller and you've been wanting to sell your home, you will have lots of buyers interested in January. And I do suggest putting it on the market as quickly as possible in January because I tend to see more homes come to market towards the end of January. So if you can get out there as one of the first, you will have probably much more competition on your listing since there still won't be a ton of supply out there. So that's my little pitch to you guys as far as that goes and my suggestions. If there's anything that I can help out with, you know where to find me. My contact information is in the description below. There's also a link to set up a time to chat with me. I gotta run and go show these houses, but thank you again for all of your support this year. I appreciate you all so much. And if there's anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to reach out. Everybody have a wonderful New Year's Eve and I'll see you next year.